Listen non-stop. Non-stop. Tearing up the joint live in the mix.
Azireva kurura mbawaraira zvikazonzi nemfano wechidika anonzi Dr. T ndamba kuzora bhata akadzipwa nerofu unokuzodzipirweiko tiri pano pa Zimnet Radio tina DJ Ssodza vachizora bhata tichizora tichinakirwa ko tiri machindaka tinenge tichinakirwa zvimama zviri pasaidi zakade.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. You are listening to DJ Sodza live on Zimnet Radio. Make the whole world know about your business. Advertise with Zimnet Radio. Email marketing@zimnetradio.com.
kunenzera semasoja sekuzibatana zote era emtemo yose nenzera zakanaka tisare tinotora zeno zemateno zotera ezeno zote zatorwa kumuvengeta raura ezeneseka kuru jengewe vano kote matenzesese zakananga msangano padara ezamnotenga nenzera zakanaka motosere zeno zose zamunenge matora padara ezamnotenga nenzera zakanaka motosere zeno zose zamunenge.
Yes, zvisinei mhuri yezimbabwe regai ndikuchingamidzei pachirongwa che The Men's Corner. Ndichimba kuti muri kutinzwa zvakanaka kumativi mana enyika. As always, it is a warm welcome to the show The Men's Corner. Pachirongwa aka patinokurukura nyaya dzakasiyana siyana zvichidari nyaya dzinenge dziri kuitika kuZimbabwe maererano nematongerwe enyika yeduka yeZimbabwe. When I started doing this show, I never thought I would do a political show, but due to some pressure from people like Sekuru Ganzaiwa, let's do it.
And Sally.
And Sally as well was one of them, and Mkomatich. But anyhow, a couple of messages to tell you, Zimbabwe. As we know, we are told that Nelson Chamisa will be coming to the UK and he will be addressing people in the UK on the 6th of May. That is next weekend. So, we will try to get a word from him and see if maybe we can speak to him Panopa Radio, so that some of you guys who have got questions out there can be answered from the horse's mouth. So we shall keep our fingers crossed. I know Apebe will be working very hard so that he can be here. Now, the next thing to say here is right. Sally, I've got a question for you. Sally, how are you?
I am very well, thank you, DJ Sodza. Yes, fire away.
Yeah. No, you see, I was at work and one of this colleague of mine said to one of the ladies that we work with, he said, "Oh, by the way, you don't look too bad actually for an old bed." Is that a compliment or is being very cheeky?
My sense of humor, I would laugh like mad, okay? And I'd find something really to answer back.
So what I need to know, Sally, is that a compliment or not?
It depends who's doing it.
You don't look too bad for an old bed.
For an old bird. I turn around and say, well, the cockerel likes mounting the old birds. Are you trying? Or I'd make some funny comment, okay?
Oh, okay.
It's a compliment, yeah, kind of. I mean, I wouldn't get offended. They wouldn't.
Oh.
It depends. I mean, if it was being said in a nasty way, that's a different story. Okay.
No, this was in a joking
then
way.
I would. It depends how they are saying it and who is saying it. Okay, if it's somebody that you don't like and they're trying to be smart mouth, okay, then you take them to the cleaners. All right. If it's somebody that you know and jokes and the person, they cool and that. For me, it wouldn't worry me.
No, okay, thank you so much. It wouldn't worry. Right, Tetro Mashoko is listening. Thank you so much, Tetro Mashoko, for listening. She's saying that it is a tasteless joke. Thank you, Tetro Mashoko.
You see, what I mean about it depends on the person.
It depends
I mean,
on
for me, I would seriously giggle. I would.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you, Sally, for that. Mukoma Wilbert, welcome to the show. How are you tonight?
Hello, everybody. Thank you, DJ. Yeah, I'm fine. I was just watching the Arsenal game. Disappointing.
Right, okay.
Yeah, but we won't go there now.
Gaia.
I've got a message here coming from one of the listeners. He's saying that please can you send Sekuru this message? What his thoughts on Wenger sacking and what a poor show tonight. He is to blame for that result. Sekuru, what do you say about that?
He's not bad for an old cockerel.
Alright. Ndichakaudza katumire Fosters ikoko kuBirmingham Sekuru karipe.
Ndo zvakanofanira kutanga kaita ngasati kataura zvakanotaura.
Anyway, Sekuru, tinokuchingamidza pachirongwa. Welcome to the show.
Makadiko vana veZimbabwe.
Aiwa. Thank you so much. Wapedza maswera sei kuBirmingham?
Taswera DJ Ssodza. Maswera sei makadi muri yeZimbabwe kwamuri kwese.
Aiwa. Wanofara. Maybe you might want to tell us what's happening next week. Is Chamisa really coming?
Yes. Chamisa ari kuuya with the leadership delegation. They are arriving on Saturday, on the 5th of May. They will be here for 4 days. Various engagements. However, Pane Rally Ombe, this is open. Zimbabweans ese irikuitirwa kuBedford. This one inonga iri muswa 6 from 2 p.m. to 1 a.m.
Wow. Till 1
It's a massive one. Yeah. The reason why yati kure in terms of time inyaya kuti pachatika rally. Pozoitika magochi, pozoitika music, pozo vanhu vozotamba, vanhu vofara.
Okay.
So there's quite a lot of activities and the address Bedford, postcode MK43 7PH, Pavenham, Pavenham, Bedford. So the postcode again, Mike Kilo 43 7 Papa Hotel. On the 6th of May.
On the 6th of May. Mazvinzwira muri Zimbabwe, for some of you in the UK who wants to go and attend this rally. It is held in Bedford.
Ma t-shirts, ma kepisi, manyowani anonga ariko futi achitengeswa to raise money for the campaigns.
Oh, okay. Yes, thank you so much for that. So, are we going to have opportunity to speak now, Chamisa Paredi?
Yes, I've been making my arrangement, and I'm sure all is well and above board.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. Unless otherwise, but so far, no problem.
No problem at all. Right, okay. Thank you so much, for that. Maybe if I want to start with you, because these are some of the questions that people keep asking me, and I'm saying, look, I'm getting tired of this, but people are asking, so we'll ask the question. we want to talk about the implication of the MDC Congress led by Khupe. Should people pay any attention to that, Wapeve?
No. Actually, you need to go back to the Constitution. Good Constitution, in terms of calling extraordinary Congress. Well, it's not a Congress. She says it's an extraordinary Congress because a Congress is after every 5 years, according to the Constitution. However, an extraordinary Congress may be called if there are certain issues that need to be addressed to bring the Congress forward. Now, people need to understand who has those powers of calling an extraordinary Congress. Khupe has no powers. Chamisa had no powers. There are 4 arms of the party with those powers. Not even the president, in quotation marks. By majority vote of National Council, yes, they can call for an extraordinary Congress. By 2/3 National Executive Council, using secret ballot, yes, they can call for an extraordinary Congress. By at least 1/3 of Electoral College, these are the people very, very qualified to attend the Congress. 1/3 if they write to the Secretary General demanding an extraordinary Congress, yes, that is procedural and within the legal framework. Or the 2/3 of the Provincial Council. None of those organs and none of those qualifications were used by Congress ya Khupe, which then make it null and void.
All right. Thank you so much, Wapeve, for explaining that. And because we're not confused, I don't know, maybe Sekuru, you've got a different perspective of things?
Yeah, very different. Mr. Pepe, let's see, chat with you, but we agreed to disagree on certain points. The issue, Savataures, is correct, is Savataures. But then pane problem in Pana by these are in normal times, in normal circumstances. Poita a development in order teach you and Warku and found out to paradise work of extraordinary Congress to pass a resolution on an issue, and guys now it was foreseen in my previous congresses. Then you table it before an extraordinary Congress, that issue, that particular issue. Now, in these circumstances, in an extraordinary, it means it's out of the ordinary. Now, because it is out of the ordinary, it's not going to be president, the same Congress, the extraordinary Congress. Without reference to my organizations, I nominate one now, na PV. The president is the the principal officer of the party can do that. Now, here arises the problem. The problem is who is the president now of the MDC? According to Pepe, it's the person appointed by the National Council. According to me, it's the person appointed by the Constitution. Now, when I say appointed by the Constitution, I refer to the section which deals with what happens in the event of a president leaving the organization. The Constitution is very clear. It says the deputy president must act and lead the party into an extraordinary Congress to elect a replacement leader of the party. according to now, Pepe says he thinks that 3 deputy president. I say no. We had only 1 deputy president. So, but differences aripo hazo kuti hatisi kutenderana kuti zvinofana kuitwa ndezvipi. But difference aripo ndekuti who was entitled to call for an extraordinary Congress in the event that the president is dead or has left the party for whatever reason. In my opinion, or in my reading of the Constitution, the deputy president must do that.
DJ, can okay, Mama Seguro. Oh, okay, Mama. Okay,
I'm finished. I want a different opinion. I would 3 presidents because Kwagaita Congress in 2014, Ikaita elect Mama President 2. But that issue, Yoga, is highly contestable because these people were not in the other 2 presidents of Arikutawa, Awanaku electoral Congress. And secondly, even if they were elected at Congress, their title was vice president. Now, to try and equate a deputy president and a vice president, sometimes that is semantics, but in terms of the Constitution, it actually stipulates that this particular deputy president is a member of the standing committee. They've got duties for the person in the Constitution. These vice presidents, there are no duties for them in the Constitution. There is nothing that specifies exactly what it is that they should do. They were appointed by the deceased president. Their terms of reference were not clear to everybody. They were contested by other members of the party. They went to court. The data was thrown out on a technicality, depending on whether I understand it or not. The technicality was locus standi of the applicants. Now, these people were thrown out because they were asked, what is it that entitles them to complain? And they failed to establish a reason for them to complain. And therefore, the judge had no option but to say, no, you can't complain over an issue which has got nothing to do with you. So they were thrown out. Now, they are using this technical dismissal in chambers to mean that nobody else can challenge the National Council if they've got an interest in the outcome. I don't agree with that, as has been evidenced by the current case where the same people have gone to another court purporting to be the authentic leaders of the party, and the judge has said, no, you are not the authentic part of the leader of the party. You are but one faction of the party. You must go to the correct forum or to arbitration or come to the courts, and we will tell you who is the authentic leader of the party in terms of your Constitution.
Right.
So,
okay.
As far as I'm concerned, there is consensus on who can call an extraordinary Congress, as enumerated by Pepe. There's an additional person that he has not spoken of because he says he's not there, he's dead. The president can do that as well.
Yeah, can I just come in? I think if you were listening, that is the president in quotation marks.
Yeah, but he didn't say he cannot. He can go.
No. Yeah. It says he can only if he is not in violation of the same constitution. The same constitution says only these organs Zanataura know the right.
No, it doesn't say only those organized. It says
extraordinary Congress may be called by.
That doesn't mean. Do you know the meaning of the word "maybe" in legal parlance? Maybe.
Look at it. Yes, I do very well. The reason why it couldn't be May, because the next order Congress is no constitutional a sort of timeline other than a Congress. Extraordinary, that's like it's extraordinary. It's a Congress. Yeah, it was brought forward to deal with the specific issues that have arisen. So that's why it is the extraordinary Congress. And then the Constitution is very clear, 6.25, to say who are those people, who are those organs, not the people, who are those organs who have got that mandate. So I understand when you said the Constitution says in the event of the death of the president, the deputy, sorry, then the deputy, sorry, then the deputy president, added an interim, then wait sorry?
Right. Sekuru?
Nothing, completely nothing.
Can you hear me, Sekuru? I think I'm going to understand this one. But what I was saying is, I agree with Sekuru. Are you still there?
Yeah, no, I've just said to take him off. I'll bring him back. I think he's got problem in the line now because he's the only one who cannot hear us, but we can hear him. All right. I
agree with Sekuru. The Constitution says in the event of the death of the president, then the deputy president is an interim and lead the process of an extraordinary Congress.
So why wasn't Khupe allowed to lead the process?
The problem there go to Constitution iri kutaurwa nezvayo handitika yakaitwa 2014 before the appointments there are two other vice presidents. However, what happened in Deoguti, if you remember well, in Deoguti, Paka-appointwa ma-president tour, vice president tour, even Khupe voiced her consent. Not only Khupe, a lot of members, even senior members of the MPs. Then, what normally happens is, in between the two Congress, because Congress, this year, 2018, in between the Congress, the National Council is the supreme body. So, ku National Council, if you remember. Then the National Council, after the president explained the reason why, the National Council accepted those nominations. Now, what happened is the National Council makes a ruling, then that ruling is binding until it was either overturned by the by the Congress, the next Congress.
All right.
So, pakatwa in addendum, it means the addition of the Constitution, which was the National Council then empowered Monzora as the Secretary General to operationalize the appointments. And that was done. And after that, they were working together, if you remember. Whether Tukutara Khupe, Muzuri, Nachamisa, they were working together after that. So there were no issues in terms of that was resolved by the National Council, which is the supreme board. My problem is disagreements yakauya pa MDC alliance when then Watchman was brought in and the BIT was brought in per allocation of my seats. That's where the problem emanated.
All right. Sekuru, are you back and can you hear me?
Yeah, now why? But But I know what he was. I know what he was saying, and I don't agree with you.
That's fine. That's fine, Sekuru. That's okay. What I want to do is, but I want to ask you some specific questions, Sekuru. Sekuru, who do you recognize as the leader of the MDCT as we speak?
The deputy president,
which is.
Deputy president's position. Sakatoko constitutionally elected president of the MDC and acting president of the MDC. Not president, acting president of the MDC.
So what's the difference between deputy president and vice president?
It's the constitutional wording of it.
Murugu, you are failing to understand what the appointments akaitwa after the constitution. So
yeah, but they were not termed. But they were not termed. We never called them deputy presidents. We called them vice presidents.
No. I'm saying that's beside. You are saying from the constitution of. What I'm saying is, what is the difference in your own view based on the constitution? What is the difference between a vice president and deputy?
There can't be any comparison because the vice president's position is not defined in the constitution. So there is no basis for comparison.
No.
Okay, no. Sekuru.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you recognize the Congress that Khupe and Ko did?
Yes, I do, but I know that there were some other issues that arose out of that Congress.
No. I just want a simple answer there. So you do recognize that Congress?
Yes, I do.
Now,
yes, I do.
I've got a question there. People like Linda Masarira, who are not MDC caring members, for them to come out now and say they are now the party spokesperson, does that raise any eyebrows?
Yes, it does.
But you still recognize this Congress?
Yes.
All right. No, that's all I needed to know, Sekuru. Thank you so much for that. I want to move on.
Let me. I was answering your question. You make it look as if I've gone bonkers somewhere. Because
there's a qualifying criteria. And none of that.
Let me tell you why I recognize it. Let me tell you why I recognize it, so that you understand from where I'm coming from. So that when other contributors they wanted to question, they've got a basis for questioning.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Right. The issue about Congress is that the MDC constitution was made by Congress. At the inaugural Congress, there was nobody who was called MDC. MDC is a name that was given the party by the Congress. MDC constitution was the name, MDC positions, National Council organs, are units created by Congress. So Congress is the ultimate authority to do whatever must be called the party. So if they decide to co-opt somebody from elsewhere, that cannot be questioned outside Congress. It can only be questioned in Congress. If you are an entitled member, you must be in that forum to question that and then vote against it. If you don't participate in that, the Constitution is very clear that those that are present, if they wait for you for 1 hour, they will be allowed to make any decision and pass any resolution. And that resolution becomes binding on everybody for the next 6 months until the National Council decides to call another Congress to either ratify or decline those resolutions. That is the reason why I recognize them.
All right.
Can I add something there? Seguru panyaya kuti the Congress kana isina quorum can continue with business but without legally binding until the 6 months that were validated, right, in the Congress. That's the true position. But the true position here, it arises only on the condition yokuti vanhu attend that Congress. Although havanakita quorum ye 2/3, those were electoral college. In other words, these are structures who are supposed to be attending the Congress. But if you look at vanhu vakaatenda Congress, Those were not the structures. And the structures are supposed by the constitution of MDC at least 1 month in advance to be a letter must be written 1 month in advance at least of notice of a congress, of notice of an extraordinary congress, and that was not done.
Right.
People like Masarira, Chichi, there is qualifying criteria for you to contest a leadership position.
With all due
None of them. If you were not a member,
with all due respect,
And
Mr.
if
Pebe is not being honest.
If you are not-
Pebe, you are not being honest, Mr. Good. Okay.
If you not hold any position at a district, provincial level, the party constitution does not allow you to contest for a national standing committee position. And that vese vakaitwa appointed, vakaitwa elected ipapo or so-called appointed, kana vasina that criteria, then everything falls away.
Right. Don't you pindura rem na Mr. Pebe?
And apeza segu.
Right. For the benefit of the listeners, Mr. Pebe was there at Congress kuchitungwisa kwa Aquatic Center when we formed the party. Angandiudza awe rema organs aiwopo.
Yes. Seguru.
Which one?
Don't forget with the Aquatic Center, right? Well before Paka started actually ya Congress MDC we had branches, we had wards, we had district, we had provinces. And those are the organs that came for the Congress.
Ma organs you are wakanga baby.
Those are the Wutauraga. Kuti Pakatanga MDC in 1999, there were people who were tasked to set up those organs. I was one of them. Before the organ. It was those organs then that were submitted, becoming the electoral college.
Mr. Pebe,
Yes.
those were interim organs.
Yeah, we were. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we were setting interim structures. Those interim structures would then constitute the Congress. That's what I'm saying.
Something is going wrong.
No. You cannot have a Congress without a structure.
No,
How do you qualify who is going to vote? How do you
regarding Mr. Pebeka, I know this is argue issue amuri kuita advance.
Yeah.
Ndagotaura nyaya interim Congress for the purpose of clarifying kuti when the inaugural Congress was held. There was nobody who was defined to attend the inaugural Congress. Akateta kungi rally.
No, it was. No, it was.
Everybody
you can't look. This is why I'm saying kuti. I was tasked in formulating my structures to March Central, so I know what that means. And I was supposed to submit my structures, and I submitted my structures to Vaku branch Sekuru province.
Now, Mr. Pebe, then how do you explain my vote? I wasn't in any structure, but I voted.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is voting. If you look at that, voting, yes, Panama structures are ngaripo, but because yangari interim, kana onga a member, right? Or a member, pakutanga, ipapo. In the first one, if you were a member, you were allowed to come.
What did we use to vote?
We used the list, structure by structure.
No, we used our membership cards to vote.
membership cards inonga maishwa nestructure yenyu handiti?
No, inini card rangu harina kuishwa nestructure because card rangu ndakandoritora kuZCTU.
Yeah, but sekuri tikutaura zvimwe chete handiti ka?
Yeah.
Yokuti pakutanga ipapo, if you look at it even the constitution yacho yanga isati yaitwa approved by a Congress because kwakusina Congress handiti?
That's exactly the point.
However, what I'm saying, what we are saying is the same cannot be an excuse for MDCT today.
No.
Because in 2000, this is what we did. Because there have been subsequent Congress and the Constitution yakatetwa amendments, and we've got structures.
No, but then zvandanditaurira izvozvoga ndezvekuda kuexplain power yeCongress, because it's only Congress that can repeal or amend the Constitution. So if at a Congress,
I agree with you then.
So if
although the National Council can make changes in between, but the Congress can either uphold or reject such any addendum.
Okay.
So if you Chiragandhi could explain out why that Congress was valid and they can challenge one Kotika inobuda should. The reason is if Congress is called, who called
it? Who called it?
The acting president.
There's no, in the Constitution, there's nothing like an acting president having those powers.
Right.
By no means, not even one sentence or one word.
Let me give you the section so that we don't argue from the wind.
You can tell me. We are in
there is no problem because wasvika pasime roruzivo redengo roruzivo rekandikupe close yacho close 9 une constitution yako kaiwe
muri kuda kuita 921
no une constitution yako here
ndinayo sekuru
right chimbotiverengerawo close 913. No, sorry, close 911G. Mambo tuwerengira motonga mawerenga kutopi kwacho kuti pakanzi siku 91 kwacho aheti yacho motuwerengira 911G 912G sorry.
Gara.
Right.
Indeed.
It's quite interesting. It's intriguing, really, rather. Baba Margutanzi, Sekuru was saying he is for constitutionalism. So they have no stipulation on who can attend their Congress? Question mark.
Right, Sekuru.
Okay.
No,
yeah.
Right. Yeah. I know we have this.
Just read that.
Right. Notwithstanding. No, just
explain. Just read.
It's something that we've discussed already. Notwithstanding any power elsewhere to convene any extraordinary meeting of Congress or ordinary National Council or the executive provincial or external assembly, the president,
yes,
shall have the power. The president,
yes, I understand.
Of convening Congress, council, or a meeting.
Now, Chimufa from there, what we're in section 921(1).
Sekuru manditi G kaini.
That is wazinzwaga. Chibva ipapo pawataura kuti pakazi notwithstanding any power elsewhere to convene any.
Yes, and which is I alluded. This is not anything. That's I alluded to.
Just wait. Your argument was what vice president, what deputy president hana power yokukola that meeting and it got. So that that you said you emphasized the president.
Seguru. Andi munayo constitution. Chiverengai because pamanditi ndiverenge ndapavering.
Alright, chirega ndichikuverengerai section 921.1 muchinzwa kuti zvinofamba sei kuti sei ndichiti uyu anga ane power to do that, right? And the title ye section yo yakanzi, sorry, ndarira mira 2 minutes.
Right. My one.
Yeah, iri kuti 921.
Okay.
Death or resignation of office bearers. Right? Then it says, section 921.1, in the event of the death or resignation of the president, pause, the deputy president assumes the role of acting president pending the holding of an extraordinary Congress that shall be held to elect a new president, which extraordinary Congress is to be held no later than a year from the date of resignation or death of the former president.
This is the acting president, has no powers. And the president, only the president has those powers, notwithstanding if the president is violating the constitution, then that falls away. And the constitution says there are those 4 pillars. The acting president, the acting president leads the process to an extraordinary Congress, and I supported you that.
No, Paganzi assumes the role. Paganzi assumes the role of acting.
Does not say assume the role of president. Assume the role of acting president.
But the word acting president is a definitive word, is adjective. This is the president, but who is not elected.
No, yeah, of course. Then that person has no powers over an elected. Has no powers of an elected president. That's what you are saying.
In which case,
can I just say something there, DJ?
I think Seguru. Now, once were your arguments there, I just really want to move on and ask others and see what they say about that.
That's right. That's better. And those are that doubt is okay,
thank you. Right, Nkoma Wilbeti, please chip in.
I think as an outsider, I'm
listening to that.
I'm a lawyer or an expert in law or anything, but I think in this particular case, if the president has died and the deputy president is now the acting president, you cannot say he doesn't have the presidential powers. He is already acting until the elections are ahead. But if there was a need for the party to have a president or to do something that the president would normally do, you don't say, no, we don't have a president, we've only got an acting. He is acting, and therefore then you do that role.
But there are 3.
Fill in that gap. So in this particular case, I think that is what I would have expected. But to come back to Pepe, one of the things that Pepe, I think maybe you need to clarify to some of us, is that in this particular case, even if you say the council was going to decide who was going to be the definitive acting president, surely it would have made good sense to say that council would call the meeting where the 3 deputy and vice president or whatever they are there, so that if they also wanted to contest to be considered for that position, they would say so. To do all that meeting with those other 2 outside the country or even not in the room,
which was done.
Like it was a deliberate thing to make
which was done. Which was done.
To me, I'm an outsider. I'm not an MDC. I've never been an MDC member. But that to me, just looking at it, you say to yourself, well, surely it would have been, even if the others were definitely junior and the Chamisa was the senior one and he was going to get the job, nonetheless, get the other two guys in so that they also participate. If they're interested, they show their interest.
Good point. Can I just answer that one?
Before my election.
Can I just answer that one? It's a good point. All three were invited by the National Council by operation of the Constitution. Muzuri was there. Khupe didn't come. But Khupe, it was not like a surprising, because even Changarai Panga he was boycotting my meetings. So the National Council proceeded with the business of the day with the two vice presidents.
Okay, all right.
What gave the National Council the authority to call the three presidents? The three presidents, as you say, what gave them the authority? Which section did they use to call them the three presidents to a meeting?
Well, in the event, okay, the Constitution is very clear. In the event that the national chairman who is supposed to call the meeting, in the event that
the chairman calls that meeting.
No. In the event that the national chairman, right, steps down, or there is, similarly to the president, can affect a death of the national chairman, then the secretary general, the organizing secretary, or the vice organizing secretary, and the treasurer will act those organs.
And they've got the power to call Congress.
No, they will act in the position of the national chair, in which case they've got those powers.
But the deputy president doesn't have those powers when the president is dead.
No.
I was just about to ask that question. So the deputy president can't act, but the national chair can act. It's confusing. You're confusing us.
Hang on. I think these are two things. I didn't say those can call a Congress, an extraordinary Congress. I said they can call
what can they do then? What can they do?
No, an national council. President
they can call the council meeting.
What I'm saying is the president or acting president can call a national council. There's no problem with that. The national chair has got power to call a national council. There's no problem with that. But they don't have the powers, according to 625, to call for an extraordinary Congress. They can call for national council.
They don't have the power in terms of that section, but the president has got the power in terms of section 921(1).
That's notwithstanding, Seguru.
Right. Vapepe na Seguru chimbo bata makadaro, please.
And Angasi Khupe as president.
Bata vapepe.
Kokomi the chairman.
Sorry?
Kokomi the chairman.
Komi the deputy chair.
So why did they call a national council meeting?
Well, the national chair was boycotting, isn't it?
Exactly, and the president died, isn't he?
No, the national chair was boycotting. Ndosaka office here in a deputy Seguru.
Yeah, but the president...
Akatengwa nezanu akafa the deputy Anita Masarira.
Correct, and the president was boycotting because he boycotted by dying.
Right, okay. I'm sorry. Hold on. Sekuru, na wapepe, please, ndokumbira ukuthi mumbobate makadaro. Sally, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, listening to that, Sally, does that bring any confidence in what's happening in Zimbabwe there? Do you recognize what Khupe did? Do you think that was legit?
Look.
And she's won. She went to court and won. We must remember that.
Listen, for me, the whole thing disgusts me to my core. Okay, it disgusts me. It disappoints me. For me, Khupe was the vice president. Finish. End of story.
Deputy,
Chamisa and those. Oh, deputy. Okay, I'm sorry. I surrender.
Doesn't matter. It's the same.
No, it's not. One was elected by the People's Congress. The other three, or two, or whatever many billion of them, okay, were imposed on the people, and none of you stood up and said, this is not right. Don't do this. You all accepted it. You all accepted it, okay? And now we are sitting with this vomit that never, ever stops. I'm disappointed in Khupe calling that Congress because it's just a mess. And then to involve Linda Masarira. Please, man, hey, what the knickers is going on? It's disgusting. This is ZANU-PF rubbish. This doesn't belong to MDC and people that care and people that believe in democracy and freedom. Chamisa is the most disgusting thing that was ever given birth to. He tramped on a dying man to take over, and nobody did anything. They all sat there. Oh no, we're going to wait until after the funeral. Oh no, we're going to wait until this. Oh no, we're going to wait until... Yeah, now you waited. Now we have to sit and listen to this puke day after day after day. This is not democracy. This is the most disgusting... Oh, I am so tired of it. There is a VP that was elected by the people. That is the person that takes over the thing, not that stupid gang-banging piece of...
Sally is good.
Okay. Sally, and remember you're still on radio, Sally, there, before you say some words that are not supposed to be said.
Person that mixes with a gang. So don't get dirty-minded about it, okay? A gangbanger is part of, it's the people that go in that bang. In that gang. They all mix together. It's called banging. It's not a dirty word, so corrupt it.
Okay. Okay. Now, so Sally, I don't know. I'm just trying to understand here. It's clear that you think that Khupe is the rightful leader, but you don't support this Congress that took place.
Look, for me, you call a Congress in the middle of a mess like this, okay? For me, okay, that's just a simple, barely educated person, okay, streetwise person. For me, you are discrediting the whole thing, okay? And then to involve Linda Masarira. Listen, I like Linda Masarira, yes I do. But to get involved in this mess and to allow her, for me that brings discredit to the Congress, it brings discredit to Khupe, okay? And I don't like it. So that's my problem with it. It just, for me, I would rather, I don't know. I've got to the stage where, you know what? I'm going to hire a Boko Haram guy, okay, with a bomb and just blow it all up. Because seriously, it's got to the stage where nobody understands anything anymore. Nobody knows where they're going, okay? And the people are the ones that are suffering. If you've got a Congress, a constitution, you either abide by that constitution or take it and flush it down the loo. Stop making excuses for a jumped up Jingabazalotta guy, okay, that comes in and tramps on a dying man, and everybody else, and everybody sits there with a dumb face, and they allow him to take charge of a party that people have fought and died for. And you're letting this jumped up little boy, okay, bling, whatever you want to call him, okay, carry on. I don't understand it. I don't understand the logic of it. I don't understand how people who have fought tooth and nail, and people have died, and people have been abused, and everything for this party and this democracy, and you let, you know, I've got to the stage where really I'm tired of it. I really am, because nobody, except for Sekuru, nobody has had the guts to stand up and say, this is wrong. Everybody, because the motorcade is big and shiny and flash, and the bodyguards, by the way, are being paid, but I don't know who by, okay, because MDC is not supposed to have any money, okay, big bodyguards, flash cars, lots of pomp and glory and ceremony, okay. If that's what you want to follow, then seriously, go to Hollywood and go and follow those bling masters over there.
Okay. Sally, thank you so much. Sally, thank you so much. I just want to read a few messages coming from people. This one is saying that Ssodza, it's really laughable when people choose, are captured. Are captured. But anyway, Sekulu is winning this hands down. Vapepe has his side, and it's okay. I understand why Chamisa is better candidate in terms of appeal and broader based on following tribal and gender factor in brackets. But in terms of the constitution, Vanapepe havana nyaya kungo bulldozer chete. These guys have to find each other before it's too late, if they are not late already. Ndikutaura na wachinyoka panapa mufunge zvenyu pa WhatsApp. Ndawatumira kuti naye wachinyoka, why can't you come to radio so that maybe we can discuss your candidacy as well as ZANU-PF yourself. He's saying that I sent him the discussion we are doing today, and second part was that we see there's quite a lot of former convicts in the list of the ZANU-PF candidates that were published. And he is saying to me that when people say full of former convicts, he doesn't understand, because there's only 5 former convicts out of 6,000 candidates. And he's got, he can come and explain to us what he means there. So 5 out of 6,000, you cannot say it is full of convicts. So why are ZANU-PF, my MP, akazara, the MP list that came out, akazara nema convicts. Kwanzi kweti, it's only 5 out of 6,000. So we lay that. Right. Regarding I saw Tete Rose. Are you there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Hi. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Are you one of those that think that what Khupe did was legit? And do you think it was legit for her to do this Congress? And do you accept it?
It was. No, I don't accept it.
Oh, okay.
I don't. No right-thinking Democrat.
Yeah, but you were one of those people that say she's
I wanted a Congress.
She's legit.
I wanted a legitimate Congress. And I'm a Linda Masarira kapinda epapo how. So see, this is why I said, some of us, people like me, we don't support people. We support the Constitution, the rule of law, things that bring people. No one is above the Constitution. No one is above the law. The problem is people are so caught up with a person. My only support for Khupe is that I supported that she was the deputy she was the deputy president who was elected in Congress by MDC. So after MT passed away, she rightfully should have taken her spot, and an extraordinary Congress should have been convened so that everybody would go, so we wouldn't be having these problems. To explain a constitution, and then that Congress can just follow your constitution. What is so hard about doing the right thing? What is so hard? This is like, I'm with Sally. It's disgusting. It's disgusting, and guess who's suffering? The people of Zimbabwe are going to suffer. And when we lose the election, they shouldn't even show their faces anymore. They should just go away quietly into political oblivion because they have sold out the people. And the way things are going in MDC right now, MDC is going to end up like Zapu, where it was relevant and then the leader of it died and that was the end of it. Because these people do not know about just doing the right thing. Just do the right thing. Do the thing that unites the MT died in February. Because it was inconvenient to have a Congress. We're in April, going into May, and we're going to court.
Teterosi, batai makadaro. Regai botra kuti ndono to wachinyoka ninga wapinzere pachirongwa. Tono kuti zvakamira sei pana. Regai today. Hello? Hello, wachinyoka muri sei? Tisikunyatso kunzwa ika. Mausiku manje hatisi kukunzwa izva chose. Kana kuti mozoya next week. That is the problem, isn't it? Sari, can you hear watching yoga there?
No, I can't.
Yeah, others cannot hear
I'm
you.
lucky.
But if you could speak up, I think that would have helped. But people cannot hear you.
I'm lucky. I'm very upset with that man.
All right. Sorry. We'll do it another day then. All right. Right. It's too late to go. So okay. Let's test it then. We can do it because we want to hear what he's got to say about this. It's like a yo-yo, isn't it? Coming from MDC to
it's
ZANU,
disgusting.
to MDC to ZANU. You got to choose which side of the coin you are and stick to it.
You sit on this program and you declare what an MDC guy you are and how you were fighting ZANU for MDC, and now you want to tell me you were ZANU candidate.
And let's not forget what he was in APA. Recently he was in APA with Nkosana Moyo.
So this one is a joke.
It's a complete joke. Okay, all right. Teteros, thank you. Do you want more? You want panara? Babongo chirando. Our country. Do you want more? You want panara? Hello. Hello, Pasimnet Radio. Our country proud the Gandanga.
Yeah, that's Moyo.
Anyway, he's decided to call in today and not wanting to talk to us there. But he's hearing he's hearing everything what we are saying. Right. And the Chief Sosere. Yes, Chief Sosere Masquera Seko.
Masquera DJ Kara Masquera.
Kuriseko kunobviwa nasi.
Aiwa kunobviwa kwakanaka.
mashurangu wamoyo waripo apa handisi kuziva kuti zvii zviri kuitika.
Ndavaona vachipinda ndikarohwa nehana ndikati
pakaipa
ripoti yadzoka zvakare
pakaipa
vapepuka tamuka kuti kavakafa neheart attack.
Regai tigozwa kuti vanotipindura here apo, but meanwhile imimi vasvosve munofunga here kuti zvakaitwa Mama Thokozani Khupe zviri legal to call for a congress? I know everyone was crying for a congress and you had the congress. So why is everyone now whinging about it?
vamoyo vabva vatiza vabva vati left bana. First of all, I want to salute Dr. Thokozani Khupe for what he did. It's called standing. Am I still there?
Yes.
Yeah, pana
arikufona saka ndandatofona.
Ndiwamoyo, I think varikuita problem manje.
It's Moyo. He's phoning in on another group.
Yeah, that is very wrong thing to do. Just cut him off. Yeah, just cut him off from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, okay. I want to salute Thokozani for what he did. It's called standing up for what you believe in, standing up for what is right. And I think that's the direction our politics should be taking. That if something is not right, people...
Yeah, go ahead.
avhariwa off the microphone.
Chief Social.
Moya anokurovaisai batali
pauya piji gandanga uriya
rakugari.
Vamoyo makasimba here.
Makundinzwa here?
Tirikunzwa muri vapenyu zvenyu.
Ndodaira ndinofunga kudaro. Muri sei mimi?
Tiri nani where have you been all these yes, I mean from the 18th of from the 13th of November last year we've not seen you.
Manje apa?
Yes.
Manje.
Yes, but still kase munhu aiuya pachirongwa every Thursday. We were wondering kuti munhu ari kupi.
Don't ask him awkward questions, please, DJ Ssodza.
Right, okay. And it's just incredible. Maybe let me read something. Ssodza, with all due respect to the opposition, we, the ordinary people, have said it with humility because we entrusted the leadership with the power to lead us. Remember what I said, what I have always said, lack of intelligentsia, where we sit in a room and it's important and as important part of the movement settle our differences and settle for the big picture for the benefit of the common man. Sekuru and everyone in the opposition top leadership, what we the masses want to hear from you is you can pick your concern, but what's your anticipated outcome at the election? Do you realize you had this transitional ZANU-PF internal issues to capitalize on? Imi mavamaita worse than ZANU-PF in brackets. Mose, you need humility and true servant of the people. Oh, Diwamoyo, Diwameswa. Right. Vamoyo.
Magadini mkuru.
Yeah, no, I think let's not dilly-dallying a lot, Vamoyo. Vamoyo, you saw the Congress that Thokozani Khupe did in, do you think that was legit?
Yeah, in terms of the law, yes it is. In terms of the law.
So you recognize Thokozani Khupe as the leader of the MDCT as we speak?
At law, yes.
Okay, all right. So Chamisa is nobody.
Chamisa made a big mistake, a very big one. Yeah, he misfired, and he is likely to pay for it quite heavily. But he misfired.
Okay. Well, what do you mean when you say he misfired?
He is a lawyer. He calls himself advocate. He is a lawyer, and by virtue of that claim, he should have known better. And he opted kusiyana nemutemo oita zvisiri pamutemo, and as a result he approached the court, he loses the case, and he now accuses the same court, and he is soiling himself quite badly.
Kana Munkuti, maybe he's done it quite badly. Can you maybe tell us what he did so badly?
Even on a moral aspect, even Hunu being an African, remember what he seized the power even before Tsvangirai was buried. He was already looking at the power aspect, and he decided to bypass Congress, in his power grab maneuvers. That firstly, that whole thing was illegal and unethical, and he is likely to pay for it quite heavily. As the matters are unfolding now, no, he misfired. He misfired quite badly. And from the look of things, by firing Khupe again, it may be difficult for him to reconcile with the same Khupe now, because it's now a win-lose situation. Apana win-win. So as of now, I try it a win-win.
All right.
DJ, when he says he bypassed the Congress, what does he mean?
What I mean is, according to the MDC constitution, Khupe was the legitimate leader of.
Which section is that?
Well, I will have to look at the constitution again and
why in that dialogue? I think you were entitled to your own opinion with no objection.
Yes.
But the moment he said he actually muscled himself against the Congress. That's where the problem, against the Constitution. That's where the problem comes. Because
Make the whole world know about your business. Advertise with Zimnet
Khupe
Radio.
has no powers
Email
according to the
marketing
Constitution.
at
Jamis has no powers. Mzuri has no powers. Those people can only lead an extraordinary Congress through a national council. They will decide. Right? Anyone who got Khupe didn't go to the national council because he wasn't even attending the national council.
Right.
So,
okay. I think you have explained and explained and explained. It looks like Wapebe has got the line in Nasekuru, the constitution should have been held, and we understand that. But we do want to move on. I really want to talk a little bit about Nyayadzima candidates as ZANU-PF, because this has popped up a lot on my WhatsApp groups, saying that some of the people that we are seeing representing ZANU-PF, it's extraordinary that some of them, we know that they are thieves, and some of them have been, convicted of fraud, for that matter. And for ZANU-PF to scoop these people and wanting to put them, as an MP, someone, it's like DBS. You cannot be a doctor if you were caught with fraud or something, or stealing or something, how are you going to look after a vulnerable person, right? You cannot, and then you won't get the job. But it's intriguing that these people, it's all on record to see. Some of them you can just go on Google and type their name in, and you can see the amount of crimes that they've done, and they've been convicted, and they've saved, some of them have saved jail terms. And I don't know, maybe should we say we should move on from these people, what they've done, especially fraud, and now wanting to become an MP? I don't know. Yeah, unfortunately, we are moving on now to the next segment of the question I have here today. My candidates, ZANU-PF, some of them are convicted, criminals, and it's all on paper for everyone to see. Why would ZANU-PF want these people to become their MPs? Represent ZANU-PF as MPs?
Because, the more you muddy the waters, the more chances you have to get away with murder. They're clever. They're just doing what they have always done, which is taking people for mugs. Because Ivo Matot, and they're so narcissistic in a way, we'll get away with it. We have done it anyway, 30-something years. We'll still do it. It's a joke. This is a democratic country, and we are exercising our democratic rights, blah, blah, blah. And then at the same time, it comes back to exactly what people have been saying for weeks. Whilst the opposition party is making fools of themselves and acting fanika vanhu vasina kana kumbona musuwo wechikoro, ZANU-PF is going ahead. Look at Mamota's resources avanga vainawo. The opposition should be challenging them kuti muri kutadza kubhadhara manurses asi muri kuwana maresources ekuita kudai. How? And every step challenging them, fighting them, exposing them. And yet, here we are. For the past 1 hour, people were fighting over a constitution, which can be read over 5 minutes? Literally, because of you're going specifically to one area. Having said that, look, Messi yese yanga iripo teaches people about leadership. Vakuru vaiti ukapuwa kunzi iwe ndiwe wamukuru chief, vaiziya kuti ndapuwa chigaro changu chinorevei. Vakunoshaya vainyatsotaura kuti uyu ane maqualities, uyu anogrumika and anoshandika naye. Ziva paye vakakanganisa. That's why zvino ZANU-PF after the coup, nhasi ZANU-PF ichiitwa kustripwa ne-opposition. Nothing. Before that, yes, we understood opposition couldn't do nothing because vairohwa, vaiintimidatwa, vaiitwa say, what's your excuse here, Zvino? Are you for real? Iye zvino nekuda kuti tinoda kutsvaga mari yekufidha vanhu vari kumusha isusu and so forth. We've got time for this nonsense. Grow up, all of you. Just
all right.
Grow up.
Okay, Aywa, thank you so much, Tetiro Mashoko. Sekuru.
Yebo.
Sekuru, andisukuzoti, I saw a lot of people sending me these candidates. ZANU-PF published their candidates, who are going to represent them in this election to stand as MPs. And one guy, Campion Mugweni, came out very prominent, and people are disgusted about this appointment.
Vakapoindwa here kuti vari kuda kucontest.
Vari kucontesta vachishandisa vachirepresenta ZANU-PF. Now people are asking, did ZANU-PF did their homework in checking the background of these people? Kana kuti vari kungodyorera chete, or maybe it's a tactical thing that ZANU-PF is doing?
No, ndiri kuvunza kuti kuZANU-PF kwacho ndo vatonzi ndo vave marepresentative iri kuti vari kucampaigna kuti vave marepresentative veZANU.
Vari kunzi vatori.
There's something wrong because mandikira acho asati aitwa primaries.
Yeah, vari kunzi maprimary vaita qualified to the primary stage.
Yes, but still, how can someone qualify to go in there to work for people munhu akaconvictwa for fraud?
Let me say this. Electoral Act yedu kainoti munhu akaconvictwa akaserva 6 months cannot qualify to be an MP.
Yes.
So if ZANU-PF are going to do that, they'll be disqualified by the Constitutional Court. The nominations court.
Right.
All that is required is for somebody to produce record the nomination court to qualify you. Because conviction papers are cut.
Can I ask Sekuru a question on that? Is the constitution specific to convictions in Zimbabwe, or is it any conviction anywhere in the world?
Any conviction where you have been sentenced a prison sentence, not below 6 months.
Right. Okay.
So, as it stands, ZANU-PF will be shooting itself in the foot if they try to get these people registered and evidence here. And I can guarantee you, before the nomination court sits, ZANU-PF will disqualify these people.
So Sekuru, you are saying there is nothing to worry. Vanhu vari kutumira vachigunun'una kuti vanhu ava vazosarudzirwei kuti vaite maprimary. We should not worry about these people because they will be disqualified anyway.
I am saying we should worry and keep the evidence so that in Musuno nomination court, we produce this evidence to the nomination court, and then we win uncontested.
Vamoya is laughing uncontrollably there. Vamoya, do you agree with what Sekuru is saying? Is that what the constitution says? Is that what it is?
He read part of the constitution.
Saka imi Vamoya kuti vanhu vakaconvictwa ava for fraud wherever they were, especially this guy from America who served I think over 9 months, he will be allowed to contest and there's no problem.
Yeah, the law is quite clear. If a person has been convicted, this person cannot be condemned permanently. The law does not say that. If a person has been convicted, but the conviction must be not less than, I can't remember, I didn't get 2 years there.
No, it's 12 months.
Yeah, from the time of the conviction to the time he was nominated. Can I really more than 12 months? It means the conviction is now null and void. It's not a permanent conviction. The law is quite clear on that.
No,
so,
I withdraw my addition. It was not in that context. I withdraw my addition.
Okay. So hang on. Sekuru watiti. Anyone, because this is for the benefit of people like myself who have got no clue. This is why we do this show. Sekuruati, anyone who was found guilty of such crimes and sentenced to 6 months or above cannot be allowed to contest. And you are saying you can be convicted for whatever 3-4 years. When you come out, as long as it 12 months elapse before you contest, you will be allowed to contest. Are we together there? Is that what you're saying?
Yes, that is what I'm saying.
Right. So I'm wondering who is telling the truth. I'm wondering what's the honesty here, what's the truth here, because these are two contradicting, sentiments.
No, in fact, if I knew that this is what we will be discussing, I could have quoted the actual section of the law which says that. But if you go on to into the constitution, it's under selection of MPs. It's there. All that information is there.
Saka, I don't know.
It doesn't count.
Okay. What's your version on this?
Yeah. No, it's good to discuss. In any, as you are aware, I've been an MP candidate. So I'm not talking from reading. I'm not talking from hearsay. I'm talking from the legal point of view that I went through. Now, yes.
Did you have any convictions?
Okay.
Okay.
I agree na sekuru kuti yes pane nyaya yokuti vamwe vacho vane macriminal offense anirika ndezvawo zvekuzana. Don't worry about it, right? Nomination court process, court inotosita ina judge, ina judge. Every candidate anovetwa the process in terms of nationality. Are you a Zimbabwean? Go through that. Your files and run a prior knowledge because you submit the candidates well in advance. The court goes through the process. Yokuti munhu ane manengere akaita se ma cases, criminal cases. That automatically disqualifies you on that day, right? And it will be from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. in the court. If you are disqualified in between, the party may have an opportunity to file certain papers, somebody else. If there is no other person, it's automatic. Asarawacho becomes duly elected. People are declared MPs in that court if the other person are on a criminal record. Now, I know Yanzi, the criteria is kana wakaita a criminal offense it over 12 months, right? A custodial sentence over 12 months, automatically you are disqualified.
Yeah. On a group. It's a different group. Right now, it's a different group. Please cut that and phone Zimnet Main Radio on its own, please.
Yes. So, custodial sentence of more than 12 months, you are disqualified for life. Are you expired? Right? So, good after I don't know. For as long as it's custodial sentence, you are not fit for public office. That's the constitution of Zimbabwe. But however, let me quickly also say, kuti, even in 2013, Tangatine candidate Yezanu, a criminal in the same court which I was there sitting. And on the Chidabaenzi, I think some of you remember Chidabaenzi DMP akafa mu hotel
yeah, but I'm again today, so hey, yeah. Hello. Tete Masarira say.
Naskara magadiko baba Kaden.
Yeah, Trina ni muri kufona ku group risiro. Can you cut mo phone pa Zimnet Main Radio?
Okay, thank you. Kana ndufonere.
All right.
Okay, bye.
Okay. Right. Yeah, tiripo sekuru, tiripo. Sorry, ndaku disturb.
But ndandikitaura kuti zvakataura zvindo mutemo. But in the past, for example, ndikuda kupa example ye 2013. Zano, you'll be surprised kuti mamwe machima criminals ati kutaura kuti achaita disqualified anoita sail through izano. I can give you an example. In 2013 pana anonzi Edgar Chidavaenzi anga ari kumazowe west. Takapiwa this guy akabira hurumende criminal yake yakaisiri outside government aiwa. Akaba chibage ku GMB. Akapiwa makore yake 3 akaenda kujeri. Takamuona arimo. Anotoona mapapers akatokliwa nezari achi. We had this thing, we got this file from the courts. Don't ask me how. And then takati 5 minutes. Pasara 5 minutes. That is Zaguti. There's no way I want to take another candidate. I took the file to the judge and handed the file to the judge with the criminal. By the time Yavaka time Yanga 4 p.m. Yanga to Pera. And they all agreed that yes, he's a criminal. He was called in to explain himself. He didn't deny. The court said, no. For as long as a criminal offense, custodial sentence in more than 12 months, you are barred from public office.
All right. Okay. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Mapepe. So, maybe you are saying kuti kana munu wakambo convictwa, you cannot contest to get into public office.
MP.
Okay, all right.
Not by technicalities, but yakazi tamu disqualifier, but takazomona ato apa ballot. Is done for you.
Is done for you. Okay, so that's okay. So there's law for some and law for some.
Correct.
Mukoma Kemi Maswera say ku London.
Don't makadizwe you are covered. That's what one dira.
Kama toto punza upenyu kwa mori.
Makasipeni wakoma. That's what debata kwa makadiko vandare.
Yay! Come on.
That's kwa kuti kune mabasa evanhu vakambopika jeri. Ndapinda zvinhu vandasimudza musoro ndikati pamwe ndingangowana basa panapa. You know.
Nda confused kapanapa ndikuudzwa a lot of my information panapa saka I don't know where it stands, but vapepa vakutaura kuti there's a law for opposition aspiring MPs and there's a law for ZANU-PF aspiring MPs. Kana wakangombopara mhosva kwanzi nawamoyo if it's over a year, kana wakauraya munhu, kana wakarepa mukadzi, hazvina basa izvi. It's fine as long as after 12 months wapara mhosva yacho iyoyo you are clean to work in a public office. I don't know, Mukoma, what's your take on this?
So I think example, but I will try and look at the actual law.
Okay.
No way. Vaboya makadiko akuvatankusangana pagazeti. You know, Mukoma Ssodza ndokoti gaga gandotitsa because handina zvakawanda zvanda kuedza. Inini, I just wanted to say on reflection, the principle that I hope kuti our nation is operating with holds firm and can fare comparably positively against the rest of the world when it comes to people who have got prior convictions. There must be a principle. There's an episode, there's a period of time your conviction is now is spent that I've come across in the United Kingdom. Jokunzi, yes, wakadonza wakapinda mzandezi ukachova maybe over 6 months or whatever, but we need to be satisfied. Even if you are going to hold a public office or a position of responsibility of yokuti unongochi dira nevanhu vari, say for example vulnerable, yeah, tinofanira kunge tiri satisfied kuti wakaseva sentence yako but wakaitwa reform. There's something about rehabilitation about jeri hazvino kuti haisi kunzika uri life sentence kunzi uri death row unzi wambi because wakapara mhosva iyi wamirirwa kuuraiwa. aiwa pane zvitadzo zvakadaro zvandinoziya. I am not advocating for looking at opportunities for people vakaita mhaka dzinosemesa dzana Harold Chipre nemangwari madokta vai vakauraya vanhu 200 mazana. I'm talking about inini zvangu inini Joe Blogs inini ndiri gudo paine ndiri soko. Saka by nature I think there is a default kuti uchatoita kanenge kautsotsi kana kaumbaza. And I'm not advocating kuti vanhu vaite chitsotsi kana kuti vaite vaconvict crime, but I want to say I hope the world and my country in particular will give me an opportunity, even if I have got a conviction, prior conviction, that I have spent that conviction. Ndakaita, I've done my time, I've served my time. Now I have proved that I can stand up in society, do it all jam around. I've seen the light. Whether nema church kana kuti ndakaenda kunganga kana kuti ndakanotaura nevanhu vakanitaura kuti no, see light is very better. The principle yokuti you just because ndakambo save mboma and ndichakwanisa kuita public office nditaurwa na some of our panelists. I hope we have moved away from that. I hope it will prove with other evidence that it may be a misinterpretation but and in that matter is really a matter of there seems to be rules for ZANU and rules for others. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. I think also it may be that ZANU matsotse are seasoned vakawanda vachona kuti vanotoziya the ways and the loopholes through legal, the legitimate means of contest such assertions just because ndapinda mujeri handishakwanisa kuseva as a public servant ndaramba.
So, Mkoma, interrupting you to move on because there's a lot of people, as you can see. So, you're saying that, for example, we live in diaspora. In the UK, if you may be caught speeding and you get 3 points, after 4 years, those 3 points on your license will disappear completely and you have a full, clean driving license. That's why we are saying people should be given opportunity.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Thank you so much. Tete Mary, matibata onasi pachirongwa maswera seko ku Manchester.
Tiripod makadiwo taswera maswera wemi makadiko the chemist makadiyo febve makadiya na mukoma webet yamini kana paine wandasiya tisina kutaura zita rake.
Hello Tete Mary.
Yeah. All right. So
how are you?
Mafona nasi Tete, what is caught your eye? Let me call in and say something today.
Ndatofonerwa ini ndatorara saka ndatoti baby kune something chandofanirwa kucontribute regedza ndifone amina ndifonera nenhamba ine chisi ndiani.
Okay, ndimukoma chemist. I think vanga kufona pa group rakasoitwa maybe some months or years ago, so he just pitched up. So I'm very sorry about that. We didn't call you, but I think it's someone.
Okay, but panye ndokotaura hangu panyaya yavataura yemama yekumajeri ndezveshuwa kuti kana munhu wapara mhosva like kumusha kwedu isusu kune macharges erep kune emombe munhu anenge aba mombe.
No, regai kubate muromo Tete. Let me tell you what we are talking about. Because there's a lot of people who contribute. What we are saying is, yes, I can understand that. What we are saying is, kune mamwe candidates akanzi ari kucontesta for ZANU-PF primaries. And the list yacho ipapo, there are some people who are, convicted of fraud. And they were convicted wakatopinda kujail. Now, what I was asking is, should these people be allowed to contest as an MP to serve the people? Yet, muno akambo convictwa for fraud. Imini muchizona Tete. Saka ndo zvazvokunzi namukoma chemist munhu kana akapara mhosva akanga aenda kujeri abuda should be allowed to go into the society and do as he likes. Kana achida kuita sa-MP oenda kundoita sa-MP. Imimi munobvumirana nawo here vari kutiwo regardless of what you've done in the past, kana wakatosevha jeri rako temu yako, you can go and be an MP. Ndo answer yatingoda chete iyoyo.
Inini ipapo it's a no, because trust chaiyo kuvanhu dzimwe nguva munhu anenge achine kapfungwa ikoko plus vanhu kana vakatoziva kuti wakamboponda munhu, wakamborepa munhu, kana kuti pane mhosva dziya dzekuti pane mhosva dzekuti dzekuuraya, dzekurepa nedzimwe dzakangosiyana idzo dzakanyanya dziya idzi. Zvinotora nguva vanhu kuti vakutrust zvine zvakuenda nevanhu vachona vawakamiririra kuti vanhu vacho vane vakugamuchira sezvauri here kuti wakaenda kujera asi wakapedza sentensi yako wadzoka zvakafanana nemunhu kana ari munhu anonwa achidhakwa achiputa achidi akatendeuka kuna Mwari vanongomutora sezvaari. But izvi zvekuti munhu anga aine mhosva dzake dzimwe, pane dzimwe mhosva dzekuti unonzi mhondi iri papo iyo gaichiuya ichikumirirai, zvinonetsa kuti vanhu vakutrust. Neconstituency yachona yanenge achida kumirira kuti are the people happy about him to contest as an MP, whatever it is.
All right. No, Tete, I just want to move on. I'm just wondering here, something came into my mind to say, if you want to become a doctor and you have been convicted of rape in the past and you are applying to become a doctor or to train to become a doctor, but you've got that past conviction of rape, I mean, can you see that person being, enrolled? Could he or she saved their term, so now we are starting on a clean slate?
Are you talking about in this country?
No, I'm just talking in general. I'm just thinking maybe it depends on conviction yakaitwa munhu wacho nebasa raari kuapply. Maybe it goes like that.
Because kana uchimiririra vanhu wambenge uri mhondi wakarepa, ndo macases anonyanya kuvembe kunzi imhondi uyu anobata vanhu chibharo, wozoinda kuvanhu vonoti vakuvhotere, ipapo panonetsa ipapo. Ndisingazivi like munomu ukaita criminal record ezvine zvandiva kuti 5 years handiti, but still paunotsvaga basa, imi muri madhokta munoziva mabasa ari munomu, chero uri dhokta uchida kuita nursing, uchida chete chinongota kuti ushande nevanhu, that thing inoramba ichiuya panenge unotoitaura kuti ndakamboita criminal record, because as long as paunongoenda date of birth yako newhatever inotoonekwa kuti vanozviona pacomputer system kuti munhu yakamboita, saka unofanirwa kutoitaura kuti ndakamboita zvakati.
No, Tete, thank you so much. Mukoma Jabu maswera seiko ku America?
Aiwa taswera, makadini ko ikoko?
Aiwa tinofara chose. Kwakanaka here nhasi you decided to join us on the show.
Kwakanaka chose. Kwakanaka chose. Ndangonzwawo mukutaura ipapo ndati katusenzi ndimbokandawo ipapapo.
Yes, do you think these guys should be allowed to contest and to represent people after someone has been caught and convicted of fraud?
Inini mvunzo wangu noti kuti upinde muform 1 hunge wapasa grade 7 nimaziro angu anditi. Saka apa kana muchiti contest matopfuura zvimwe zvidanho zviripo apa zvesarudzo kuti vanhu vanosarudzwa vanozokontesta wacho pane marules anofanirwa kunge achiteedzerwa kuti munhu anoacceptiwa kuti azokontesta munhu wakadini, une maqualifications akadini. Ndisingatauri zvechikoro zvabasa, kana wadiwa nevanhu but pane mabasic rules inini maziro angu ndekuti kuti uzopinda kuti uve mucontestant unofanirwa kunge wakatopfuura imwe test inoti uri munhu kwaye here pawanhu according to the rules. Muri kutaura kuti tatopfuura here papo wapinda sei kuti azonoita contestant asina kumbopinzwa shinyazi panapa yekuti timuvheneke kuti munhu uyu wakanaka here kana kuti kwete. Nekuti hatimukandi pane vanhu, haakandwi pane vanhu asati aningirika avhenekwa.
So, for example, so what you're saying is, for example, there should be some interview. You know, if I'm coming to America looking for a job there, let's say, I'm coming to look for a job there as a physician, for example, they would want to see my certificates and they would do a background check on me, to say what kind of a person am I?
Yes, that's where I'm coming from. Kuti unonoita doctor sei usina kuvhenekwa neboard of madhokotera acho yakasarudzwa kunzi mimi ndimunotarisa apa. Saka pane pasina mutemo inoteerwa. Saka munhu wese unongokanda here. Inini ndikaenda Zimbabwe business ndikada kuti ndinocontesta, there should be rules dzekuti wandivheneke kuti munhu wakanaka here. Before we even ndinosvika panyaya yakuti ndamucontested. I think ndikuona unge tadarikira danho iroro.
Okay, Mkoma Jabo, I want kuti ndiende kune vamwe, but I've got a simple question for you. Now mubvunzo uripo ndewekuti mazivikanwa imi Mkoma Jabo kuti you have got a conviction. You were convicted in America there for fraud, for tax fraud, for example, and you were jailed for a year. Do you think it is morally right, for a person like that to be accepted by a political party in Zimbabwe to represent, maybe Mount Darwin West, for example, that kind of a person representing people? Munhu akamboita fraud somewhere. Or should you say kuti akaseva mhosva dzake saka taklina line? They should be allowed to move on with their lives. What's your take on that one?
Personally, as an individual, I wouldn't like that person to be even given that chance. Okay, depending the severity ye crime yaka create. Kana wakaponda munhu, I don't think zvakafanana nekuti wabasi muchitoro. And ndichakupa example yemutungamiri wedu kuno kuTrump uyu. Munhu wakasarudzwa rubbish yemunhu but hezvo wakapinda. Ani munoona nyaya yacho. Saka kuti as an individual really, yes, I can have my opinion as an individual, but kana takupinda pasarudzo zvido zvevanhu kunyanya.
Aiwa, thank you so much. Andisikuziva regaindi ndatenda zvangu. Regaindi ende pana
ndohenga zvangu, I'll hang up zvangu ndoteerera sisi.
All right, Mkoma Jabo, thank you. Tete Rosi.
Bye.
Tete Rosi, are you there?
Yeah. Yes, I'm here.
Yes, I haven't got much time, Tete Rosi, but I just want to hear your 2 cents on this. I mean, do you think it is morally right for these political parties to take someone? For example, I'm being very specific here because what I've noticed is, there are some crimes, maybe someone was caught drink driving, for example, things like that. But if someone was caught ita fraud, right? And you want to put that person in an office where they are going to represent people and they can distribute cash. Do you think that is morally right?
No, I don't think, I think that we should have a higher standard for people running for office. But, it's Zimbabwe. We have criminals running the government. It's like the standard is, there's no standard. The only thing is, I think the biggest thing that has to be done is educating the electorate. So they know the type of person who's running, so they don't vote for that person.
So you think yourself, what you are thinking is, if this person is chosen by, let's say, by MDC, for example, the other candidates in that constituency, they should go and tell the electorate that this is a fraud. This person did this and that and that. Do you want that person to lead you?
Yes, they should definitely do that. But you know, the thing is, Zimbabwe, there's a lot of criminals. You know, they're questioning people for corruption. Like the electorate, there's a lot of work that has to be done on the electorate for the electorate to up their standard and understand what you got. There's just some things that you should not accept.
The Constitution, just to add, the Constitution allows a candidate sitting in the nomination court to object and give reason.
Yeah, but kana vachizopindwa, like you said, Mr. Pepe, kuti vanopindwa neruseri.
Oh yeah.
That it'd be very good for you guys to have your MPs vari kurana against that person.
Yeah,
to really do a really good job of educating the electorate kuti izvazviite izvi. Munhu uyu kune imwe nyika akatosungwa akagara mujeri, ikoko kunyika iko haatokwanisa kugara.
Yeah.
You know, so the electorate understands that the Zimbabwean electorate there's no standard. You know, and that's the biggest problem. That's why we accept a lot of things that we shouldn't accept.
All right. Chief Sose.
Papa ndazosara ndangotaura ndega for 3 minutes handitomboziva kuti zvafamba sei pandakafonera wamoyo.
I think it's probably system dzacho dzadzanzvengapo. What's your take nenyaya iyi vapepe? I mean, these people, if they've served their sentence, should they be allowed to do that?
I don't think. I don't think a person should be, punished forever. I agree now, Moyo Ipabo. You cannot be punished forever. That you commit a crime now and then 20 years down the line you want to run for office and that crime is brought up. Even here in the United States, it just depends on the states that you are. You are allowed to run. Like if you commit a crime that is where you're convicted for less than a year, and then after 10 years you want to run for office. We have members of Congress who have done that here in the United States. So I should think in Zimbabwe there is also a law that says that after a certain period of time, if you're convicted for a certain period of time, maybe less than 12 months or less than 2 years, you should be pardoned to continue with your work. Because there are some people who reform.
Can I just, it's the same in Zimbabwe. If it's less than 12 months, you're allowed to run for office.
Yes, exactly. And I think it's okay, because there are some people who really reform after they serve a sentence. They become good citizens. They become good people. So I don't think they should have a criminal offense that they committed 15 years ago, to come in their way when they become reformed, good and responsible citizens. And then just commenting on the candidates, DJ, I'm in opposition and my job is to oppose what the government does. But sometimes when ZANU-PF does something that is right, we should talk about it so that it also challenges the opposition to try and do better. If you just look at the way ZANU-PF is advertising and marketing their candidates, they are packaging their product so well, so that so much that these criminal offenses that we are talking about, you won't even see them because of the package, because of the outside that you are seeing, the way they are presenting them. It's professional, and I hope the opposition will take a leaf out of that and try to outdo them. But definitely the way ZANU-PF has been presenting their candidates, it's something that we should notice and talk about as opposition so that we also do better. Otherwise, we are going to be outvoted for that, because people in Zimbabwe don't even go and Google the things that we are talking about. You know, they don't even look at those things that we are looking at right now. Munhu ari kwachienda mbuya uko, he has no time for that. Akangona munhu akauya akagona kutaura akachena, apresentwa zvakanaka-naka, they will vote for him. You know, and I think I also need to agree with what Tete Rosi said, that the onus now lies on the people who are contesting against that candidate. If that person manages to sail through, or if ZANU-PF manages to push through that person who has a criminal offense or a criminal record, the onus is on the people, that campaign team that is running against that person, to educate, to talk to the people, and really tell them that you cannot just vote a person because he's ZANU-PF. This person is a criminal. You cannot vote for a criminal. You know, so the risk is on the part that is risking a person, that is fielding a person who was convicted, because the other part can take advantage of that and attack him day in, day out. And if they are running a good campaign, that person, that convicted criminal, will not win.
All right. I'm really hoping that today you won't shout or shout at anybody tonight.
It depends.
It depends.
Yeah. It's politics. Passion here. It's not shouting.
Oh, it's passion.
But you're not allowed to get emotional.
All right, Sally, hold on.
You can't take that. You can't take that away from politicians.
All right, hold on, guys. Right, Babati Kondo, let's go straight into it. Mafona, I know you've got something you want to participate, to contribute.
Oh yeah, no, I just wanted to comment on my ex-convicts.
Yes.
Kuti zvazotaurwa hazvo nevamwe kuti no, no one is punished for the rest, of their lives. Saka vanhu vano rehabilitatwa. The purpose yekuenda kujail is rehabilitation. And here in UK, I think it's even worse, because mtemo muno mu UK ndewekutoti you are not disqualified from becoming a member of parliament if you have been found guilty of any offense or sentenced more than 1 year in prison and you are currently detained as a result of that offense. But once you are released from prison, you are not prevented from standing for election as an MP. So technically here in UK, what you can do is you can stand for election while you are in prison, so long as the sentence is 1 year or less.
Okay, so you would like to see that happening in Zimbabwe. These guys who have committed these crimes, they should be allowed to contest. There's no problem there.
My problem, yes, my big problem with Zimbabwe is that we are toward the elections. And apart from ZANU-PF, I'm not being biased. Apart from ZANU-PF, or the main opposition party, which is MDC, is, I'm so surprised it's not engaging us in terms of policies. It's not putting us in a position whereby Chamisa, whether he is there technically, legally or illegally, but we would want also to prefer to see what's his blueprint. We have heard about all these other things, this is pies in the air, whatever he's saying on these rallies. But the crust yekuti inini as a Zimbabwean voter, ndoda kuvotera bread and butter issues. I want to vote for development of my nation. That is missing in the message of MDC. And this is why maybe they are picking on my ex-convicts. They seem to be behaving like mukadzi wechipiri, that kind of attitude. Yekungoshora zvinu, and Zimbabwe by the end of the day loses out. The purpose of an opposition is to engage the ruling party on policies, on discussions, progressive discussions. Kwete zvitsvinyo, kushora, zvimwe zvinhu zvakutongoratidza zvega kuti aizvi. What direction are we taking isusu as a nation? So on that regard, I'm simply saying, kana pane candidate akamboita fraud. I mean, I'm talking about fraud. I mean, murder, as a Christian, I don't believe in that. mamwe serious crimes but pane vanhu vakaitawo petty crimes. Surely why should that be a subject of discussion? They served their sentences. I mean, allow them to move on with their lives. So that's just my take.
Okay. Aiwa. Thank you so much for that, Babat Kondo. Mukoma Wilbert.
Yeah, I think people must learn to appreciate here the difference between the legal requirement and what you as a voter may or may not like. I think even if people were allowed to stand and they've been convicted before, as a voter, you can still say, well, I don't like him because if he has done that, I don't trust him. Just as much as even if you are not convicted, look at some of the cases of Jabu there and the others in the US. One of the reasons why President Trump paid this lady to be silent, they had sexual consent, but nonetheless he knew that if it was to come out, it was an extramarital affair, and people don't like that. And people, the opposition can bring it up, and the electorate may decide, no, if you are that sort of person who does something like that, I don't trust you. So I think people need to separate between the legal side of it and the personal preference. And in this particular case, I agree that if you are convicted of, except for maybe some very serious crimes like murder and so forth, you should be allowed to say you can stand. But your opponent can bring it up, and there's nothing to stop him doing that. Even if it was 20 years ago, and saying, well, this guy here did this, committed fraud. And if the electorate know that and they still vote for you, that's good. But that is part of the democratic process.
Thank you so much for clarifying that. Sally, may I finish with you? What's your take on this? Where do you stand? People should be allowed to move on, and only the electorate now decide whether they would like a past convict to lead them.
Look, petty criminals, I agree with, but anything above petty, stay away.
Let's go with fraud.
Look, you see, I think, okay, if you want to apply yourself as a candidate for something, okay, be upfront about it. If you were convicted for fraud, okay, you see, there's also another thing. I think there has to be a limitation on the fraud, where it was. I mean, you're taking a guy who's stolen money, and you're going to put him into a position where he has got now the ability to steal money again. If he was only convicted for fraud maybe one time and it wasn't that big a fraud, whatever, okay, maybe cool. But I mean, if this guy is convicted for fraud maybe 2-3 times, it's like putting a bottle of whiskey in front of an alcoholic and saying, right, there we are, the bottle's there, you can drink it if you want, but you don't have to. Okay, I mean, it doesn't even make sense. So, for me, I have a problem. I do. Seriously, I have a problem with allowing people with conviction history into places of very, very high trust, high responsibility. I have a problem with it. I don't like it. I wouldn't vote. I don't care if it was a 6-month sentence for stealing a loaf of bread. For me, that's it. Okay? When it comes to politics. In ordinary, everyday life, cool. I'm prepared to I would just let it go, okay? But when it comes to politics, I am giving you my trust. I am giving you virtually my life. And now you have a conviction history. No, sorry. I wouldn't do it. But, I mean, look, you've got a party of thieves, okay, that's now being run by virtually the boss of the thievedom. What do you expect? I mean, you're not going to get Jesus out of that.
Okay. Sari, thank you so much for that. Let me take this opportunity to thank everyone who has participated on the show. My time is 9 minutes gone after midnight, Kunoku United Kingdom. It's a good morning. It's a good Friday morning here in the UK. I wish you well in the upcoming weekend. We'll meet again next week, same time, same place. Vanishing which comes to Shirongwa the Men's Corner. It has been a pleasure having you on Zimnet Radio. My name is DJ Ssodza.
Make the whole world know about your business. Advertise with Zimnet Radio. Email marketing@zimnetradio.com.
Zeno de Mateo, Sodza, Zeno Zote, Satura, Gumbo, Engita, Raura, Zeneteka, Guru, Jenge, Kote, Mate, and the Sete, Zakana, Sangano, Padara, Zamnotinga, Nenzira, Zakanaka, Zote, Samunenge Matura, Badara, Zamnotinga, Nenzira, Zakanaka, Zote, Samunenge Matura, Tisare, Tinotura, Zeno de Macedo, Zote, Zeno Zote, Zatura, Como Vengue, Taura, Ezenetica, Guru, Jenge Verano, Kote, Mate, Zakana, Sangano, Tisa, Mondo, Echemenga, Tesa, Neseva, Vatina, Tabata, Tisa, Mondo, Echemenga, Tesa, Neseva, Vatina, Tabata, Tisa, Tinotora, Zeno de Mateo, Zeno Zote, Zatura, Como Vengue, Taura, Ezenetica, Guru, Jenge, Kote, Mate, Zakana, Sangano, Aya, Neo, Mashoko, Akata, Urakare, Naevo, Mama, Vachita, Aya, Neo, Mashoko, Akata, Urakare, Naevo, Mama, Vachita, Tinotora, Zeno de Mateo, Zeno Zote, Zatura, Como Vengue.